Welcome to Fashion Footnotes. Today we're diving deep into a question many of us have pondered. What truly makes luxury fashion luxury? As we unravel this, we'll explore the origins of luxury, the craftsmanship, the evolving consumer expectations, and the challenges luxury brands are experiencing today, including the impact of digital innovations and the shifting definition of exclusivity. Luxury fashion isn't just about high price tags. It's deeply rooted in history. But today, many are beginning to question, is luxury truly worth it? Or is it just an elaborate illusion?
So I think luxury is a scam. Let me explain. In episode 2 of Real Houses of New York, the girls are going out in the Hamptons, and Jenna Lyons says to Jessel, "You have too many labels on. You need to take one off. You should know better. You're in the fashion industry." Why did Jenna say that Jessel was basically committing a fashion crime? Because wearing too many brands is considered tacky, even though she was wearing Balenciaga and Alexander Wang. What are we defining as luxury today if these are the standards we follow? In comes this book, Why Luxury Has Lost Its Luster by Dana Thomas. Great read, by the way. It really got me thinking, are we all being fooled into thinking that we know what true luxury is? And we're buying into a story that has quite frankly lost its goddamn luster. It makes me think of what Sophia Richie has reminded us all. There's quiet luxury, and then there's loud luxury. The quiet luxury has really been grabbing people's attention lately. We've been sold on the idea that the more labels, the better. The more logos, the better. The louder you can shout your social status, the better. But girls, we're being tricked by a couple of fashion groups like LVMH, Gucci Group, etc., that control all of the marketing, the story, the price, and the trends. Let's remember, something is only truly luxurious when it's limited and there's only a small group of people that have it or have access to it. There's a reason why people say, once the masses take over, the elite abandon it. Luxury fashion has become too mainstream, where not only does everybody have it, but everybody has multiples of it, and we all wear it at the same time. Now, it's excess. And excess isn't luxurious. And if the luxurious item is being sold in excess, then how could it have maintained its status anyway? If you don't know, now you know. Fashion houses have been shipping their production to China since the 1980s. Only a handful of items are being handmade, and a lot of labels that say made in Italy or made in France have really been made in China, but then there's one little finishing touch done in Italy so they can put that label on it. And if the item is being sold in a competitive marketplace where the masses have access to it, then the price is being compromised. And companies will bring down price by bringing down quality. Quality of goods, quality of labor, and they are still sticking a hefty price tag on it. Is that luxury to you? Listen, as humans and consumers, we spend our hard-earned dollars on things that make us feel good. And I'm just feeling like we've lost control and we're paying for something that is marketed as luxury, but it's just not what it used to be. And I know it's hard because I'm the first to jump at Dior or Chanel, but I've realized I need to start seeing luxury in a different light. How do we as consumers, humans, artists, and designers break through and create a new luxury?
Let's rewind to the 17th and 18th century Europe, where countries like France and Italy began defining the luxury goods market. It wasn't just about the product. Luxury became synonymous with meticulous craftsmanship and scarcity. Louis XIV of France famously used luxury as a symbol of power, commissioning goods made from fine materials like silk, fur, and lace. Fast forward a few centuries, and we see brands like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Hermès building on that foundation. They created iconic pieces with rich histories, pieces that became almost as exclusive as royalty. But luxury wasn't always available to the masses. It was designed for a select few who could afford it. And back then, luxury was about quality and exclusivity, not just fashion. It was a lifestyle, a status. True luxury is about craftsmanship, the devotion of time, skill, and artistry to each piece. Take Hermès, for example. Each Birkin bag can take anywhere from 18 to 24 hours to create by hand, and only select artisans are skilled enough to work on them. Chanel's tweed jackets, meanwhile, are carefully woven with fabric sourced from specialty producers in Scotland. The exclusivity and luxury was always tied to this level of quality. Each piece tells a story of human touch, artistry, and legacy. These pieces are designed to last. Unlike fast fashion, which relies on mass production, luxury thrives on the personal dedication that makes every stitch and fold unique. It's not just a handbag or a dress. It's an investment in artistry. However, the concept of luxury has evolved, and today it's changing faster than ever.
Hey boss, our new designer bags cost like $10 to make. How do we sell it to rich people for like $10,000? Because we don't sell to the rich, Jonathan. Then who do we sell to? This costs $10,000. We sell to the poor and middle class who want to look rich. They often think that by having these flashy designers, they've somehow made it. But in fact, they might be drowning up to their eyeballs in debt just to even keep up appearances. Oh. We also hit them with the price-value bias. By setting a higher price, they think it's more valuable. But like you said, the materials cost next to nothing. But they think it's valuable because it's more expensive. What about the actual rich? Well, there's not actually enough rich people to buy all the stuff we want to sell. In fact, the actual rich, like Zuckerberg and Gates, are all practicing stealth wealth, wearing like $100 plain t-shirts. So maybe we should sell plain t-shirts. Jonathan, you might be onto something. Now folks, I'm not going to judge you for what you want to wear. If it's comfortable and you can afford it, go for it. But do not purchase designer to try to convey status and to flex on your friends. Similar to how this card does not convey status, these things do not convey status. And if you're struggling to keep up in order to try to flash out on designer, that's your one-way ticket to broke. Best of luck and keep following for more daily finance tips.
Traditionally, luxury meant exclusivity. But with the rise of global demand and digital access, luxury brands now face a paradox. How can they keep exclusivity alive while catering to a much broader audience? Countries like China have become the world's largest luxury consumers, driving global demand for brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Dior. This demand, though, has brought new pressures. Can luxury remain luxury when it's accessible to millions? Moreover, younger generations, millennials and Gen Z, are increasingly looking for experiences, sustainability, and transparency. Luxury has had to adapt, creating not only high-quality products but meaningful stories and values that resonate with these generations. This is a far cry from luxury's historical role, where the brand name alone was enough to command loyalty.
Luxury brands, they have two types of clothing. They have the clothing that they make for the rich people and they have the clothing made for the poor people. It's the poor people that make the brand famous because they're walking around the mall with the logo of the brand. But it's the rich people who actually use that brand for the quality of the brand and not for showing that I'm wearing this brand. People who show off extra, who are always showing cars and probably they're renting the cars, I don't know. But these people have insecurity because they don't have money. They want to show that they do have money.
Fashion. Luxury brands are wrestling with this new space. They want to innovate and stay relevant, but they also risk losing the sense of exclusivity that defines them. Environmental responsibility has become non-negotiable, even for luxury. Brands like Stella McCartney and Kering, the parent company of Gucci and Balenciaga, are leading the charge with sustainable sourcing, reducing waste, and ethical manufacturing practices. There's now pressure on luxury fashion to be eco-friendly, and it's pushing brands to be more transparent and sustainable without compromising quality. This shift is crucial, especially as younger consumers want to know that their high-end items come from responsible sources. The era of luxurious fur coats, for instance, is waning as brands like Chanel and Burberry pledge to go fur-free. In a way, sustainability is the new luxury. It's about caring for our world and its resources as much as the item itself. Luxury brands are no longer just items of fashion. They've become part of cultural identity. Fashion weeks, exclusive launches, and collaborations have created a luxury culture, where buying into a brand's identity is as important as buying its products. Celebrities and influencers now shape luxury's image, often presenting these brands as essential symbols of lifestyle and status. But with this shift, luxury has also become more commercialized, sometimes at the expense of the very exclusivity that set it apart. Despite all this, luxury is facing significant challenges. While high fashion is still desirable, the younger generation's definition of luxury doesn't always align with traditional brands. Digital access and resale platforms like Vestiaire Collective and The RealReal make secondhand luxury items readily available, further complicating exclusivity. In 2023, reports indicated a slight decline in sales growth among top luxury brands, especially in Western markets, which are facing economic pressures. Even brands like Louis Vuitton and Prada, which historically had high demand, are seeing fluctuations. In response, some brands have adopted more aggressive marketing tactics, even offering discounts, which was once unheard of in luxury fashion. A notable example is Gucci, which surprised the fashion world by offering discounts at certain times. During seasonal sales or specific events, Gucci has occasionally reduced prices on selected items. In 2020, for example, the brand offered discounts through authorized retailers like Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus. While discounts on luxury items are rare to maintain exclusivity, Gucci's choice reflects a strategic response to changing markets, where even high-end brands adapt to meet demand and keep customers engaged.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam?
Luxury bags. I mean, I've never been a big fan of luxury bags, but I thought there was at least something special about them other than their brand's name that explains the horrendous prices. But ever since I started my own bag business, I realized it's just their name. All of my bags are handcrafted in a manufactory in Italy. In that same manufactory, there are also bags being made for really famous luxury brands, whose names I'm not sure I'm allowed to name, so I better not name them as a small business owner, but you all can imagine the brands. So the quality is exactly the same as our bags, it's the same people making them, it's the same materials, but more than 10 times the price of ours. I don't know what you would call that, but for me that's a scam. I mean, unless you only care about the brand's name, which I assume a lot of people do. But what's the even bigger scam are luxury brands that manufacture their bags somewhere in Asia and you just think that they're good quality because of their name. What's your guys' opinion on all of this? I'd love to hear.
This shift risks diluting their prestige. The question now is, how will luxury brands redefine themselves without losing what made them iconic in the first place? As we look to the future, the question remains, can luxury fashion hold on to its essence of exclusivity, quality, and timelessness in a world that values accessibility, sustainability, and digital innovation? Luxury fashion has always been about more than clothes. It's been about identity, self-expression, and a reflection of society's values. And in today's world, those values are evolving faster than ever. So, where is luxury going? Is it in the sustainable practices, the digital experiences, or the artisanship that made it iconic in the first place? Luxury fashion is at a crossroads, and only time will reveal if it can adapt without losing its soul. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Fashion Footnotes for more deep dives into the stories behind the world's most iconic brands. Until next time, stay stylish and keep exploring the essence of fashion.